Despite all the challenges that we've faced in Costa Rica so far, the sailing has not disappointed, and it has just been so wonderful to return to little day hops. 6 miles here, 10 miles there. Today we're doing our longest leg, which is 13.5 miles. So a 3-hour comfortable downwind passage. We are off to Playa Tamarindo, also known as Playa Tamagringo. It's a famous surfing spot, so we are eager to see what the anchorage is going to be like, and there's several reefs that we have to navigate around very carefully to get in there. But it's supposed to be a nice town, quite metropolitan, and good options for stocking up and eating out. And hopefully this smoke isn't going to follow us down there.
I would have never thought that we will be running away from burning fires in Costa Rica. Crazy. The smoke is still very strong. We only have about 8 miles to go to Tamarindo, and so far we haven't seen any improvement, so fingers crossed it will be much better there.
Julian's jeering at us as he's passing. What are you going to do about that? See, that's the reason we're getting overtaken, right there. Chief sail trimmer in action.
I'm having a meeting.
I don't know why we're overtaking you. We should not be overtaking.
Here we got Colin on Boundless in his best sailing Sunday attire. It's getting serious now. They were just overtaking us and taking the lead until we tried to put our gearbox, our transmission, in neutral. And now they're pulling out the big guns. We started inching away from them. So this right now is what difference a feathering folding prop makes.
Oh, excuses!
Excuse me, it's my video, I'm gonna edit that.
Oh, it could be the helmsman.
You're stealing our wind now, that's not fair. Alright, time for some sail trimming.
Still busy. Still having me time.
It's either the folding prop or the first mate. Yeah, it's definitely our excuse. We notice whenever we have any current ahead of us, any current on the nose, we got about 1 knot now, we really slow down, like going through treacle. So I think that's the difference between a fixed prop and a feathering prop. When we just, we normally sail in reverse so we don't wear the transmission too much. We just slipped it into neutral as an experiment when Boundless were overtaking us, and we started inching away from them. So I think that's what makes all the difference.
They're overtaking us now. Oh, their sails flapping. A little short on trim there, I think. Yes, first mate's having a go now. See that? Yeah, this is how you overtake Bohemia. A lot of excuses I heard, about something about a prop, folding prop. I don't know. Maybe it's the helmsman. Someone needs to just maybe take a course or something.
Uh-oh, we are arriving at Tamarindo Bay and it looks like it's on fire. So I don't think we're going to be able to escape this smoke, which is a shame. The other alternative is to continue sailing for another 45 or 50 miles, which means we'll be arriving at unknown anchorage in the middle of the night. So let's see how bad it is here.
My favourite thing about buddy boating is that Boundless have gone ahead and we're following their tracks through this rocky obstacle course. I'm really carefully trying to thread the needle as we weave in and out of this track from our guidebook and hopefully dodge all the rocky reefs.
It's a nightmare to be anchoring in high winds. I mean, it's gusting to 28, sometimes even 30. This is quite busy anchorage. You've got mooring balls everywhere, so the boats are not going to be acting the same way as our boat. And you are happy with one spot, but by the time you drop the anchor, the boat has drifted so far back that actually now we ended up a bit too close to Boundless. We are only about 30 yards away from them, so a bit cozy. But then on the other side, we have the catamarans on the mooring ball. Just there, so not brilliant. I don't really want to be lifting the anchor in these winds again, because that's exactly how our windlass got stuck.
Super tight 30-knot snubber coming up. Not ideal anchoring conditions, but I think we got a good enough spot. It's a little bit on the close side with Boundless, but luckily we're friends, and hopefully we'll be friends by the time we leave. The boats on the other side, on the starboard side of us, are on moorings, so they're really not going to swing as much as we do. So we want to make sure we're super clear of those. We're not looking to make any new friends in this anchorage.
Oh, May, I like friends. I like people. He doesn't.
Yeah, but do they like you back?
Tamarindo is a very popular surfing destination, which means beach landing on our dinghy would be disastrous. So Tom has just gone and see whether he can find a water taxi. Otherwise, I'm not sure whether we will be able to make it on shore. That was very pleasant. I think water taxi is the way forward. Much better than with our little dinghy. Welcome to Tamarindo. It looks fantastic and there is no smoke in the air, so it all worked out. Very, very nice beach. Really like Tamarindo. Very touristy, but fantastic.
Here we go. Our chickens have came home to roost quicker than expected. Look what they brought.
Bought you some wine. Thanks for inviting us over.
I think I
You've been
reckon.
such great guests.
I think I recognise the bag, you know.
I took it right off the.
Thanks, guys. You shouldn't have.
Goodbye, Tamarindo. It's been everything I ever hoped for. It had plenty of burgers, pizzas and French fries.
This passage is a milestone for us. It will see us get out and clear of the Papagayos once and for all. But we're both really glad to be coming out of that zone. It's quite stressful sailing. It sounds really weird for a sailor to be saying, complaining about too much wind. But for us on anchor, it was exactly that. We had gusts to 35 knots last night, and it'll be a weight off the captain's mind not to have to worry about how well our anchor is set so much.
Yep, he said it. I can't wait to be away from Papagayo winds. If you think of it, we've been beaten by those winds ever since Honduras or Guatemala, really, about 400 miles away. So I think it's time for change. Today is very pleasant though. I think very soon we're gonna start complaining that there is not enough wind.
The wind is picking up. It just started to get interesting. Well, while I'm trimming the sails like crazy, trying to win this little race, look at what the first mate's been up to.
Busy, you know. The eggs are not gonna peel themselves, are they?
Strangely enough, they do have a habit of eating themselves.
We all need to play our part, because very soon I would hear that he's hungry. You can't win.
I take it back. He's a giver, that first mate. And these are the best passage snacks that we've ever discovered, hard-boiled eggs.
These Papagayo winds, they are so crazy. Literally, it goes from 12 knots up to 25. I think they are saying the last proper goodbye to us. Had to reef the Genoa because the wind has picked up to well over 25 knots.
Just when we were starting to relax and the captain had his hard-boiled egg, all hell breaks loose. Goodbye, Papagayos. I'm not going to miss you. Just when we thought we were done with the Papagayos, they're not done with us, it turns out. We really had to rush to put in 2 reefs. Boundless doing the same over there. The winds here are just insane. I think I've said that a lot recently. It makes it a little bit difficult to enjoy the sailing just when you're starting to relax and thinking, oh, this is great. It's always on your mind, is it going to clock up to 30 and double in strength? And today it did.
Welcome to Costa Rica. I really hope that the southern part is slightly better. It's been great, but not easy sailing, let me tell you that. When is this gonna end? Seriously, we've had this since Honduras. In fact, since Guatemala. Every time we sail, it's just carnage. Yet again, total disaster down below. I thought that this is gonna be over, that we're gonna have a gentle 22 knots of wind, and what we're seeing is like 35 knots of gust. Crazy. So the downstairs hasn't been as ready as we would like. We still haven't had our breakfast, so that's just waiting over here when the conditions allow. And a few things have fallen off again, but nothing too major.
Well, that's it. Snap your fingers, and I think we're done with the Papagayos. All our sails are flogging and backwinded, and suddenly it's just calm. In the space of about 30 seconds, we went from 20 knots to 0. Can't get used to it. I just hope it's done with.
Food! Finally some food. It's calm enough, so we can dig into it. Seriously, I'm only 1 Papagayo wins away from my perfect body weight. The way it's going. You can see that we've been to Gringo Land. Smoked salmon. Treated myself. Coffee's coming up.
And suddenly, just with a snap of the first mate's fingers, the Papagayos are gone, and everything is right with the world again, including breakfast. Finally, the day can begin at 11:30. Food, glorious food. This is my type of sailing already.
I'm so pleased we are sailing down south. Everything seems nicer. The wind is only 12 knots. The water is turquoise blue. No red tide. Everything is fantastic. Hopefully we are done with the Papagayos and we will never ever see them again. And it's gonna be very leisurely cruising from now on.
And look who's just come up on our beam.
I was just about to film. Can you keep your mouth shut, please? Seriously, this is what you get when you're buddy boating. Professionals at work here.
Did you hear what he just said to us? He's going to speak over us on the radio and ruin our footage so we can't film them being overtaken. How rude.
And we are finally here, arriving in Samara. Anchoring is a bit challenging. We can see the swell rolling straight into the bay, so just need to find some nice cozy place to drop the hook. Interesting anchorage. We are now on +8 tidal range and we drop the anchor at 20 feet. So we're gonna go down to about 11 feet. And our keel is 5.5, so there's gonna be only about 5 foot underneath our keel. Not something that we like very much, but there just isn't anywhere else to go. And This whole area is not very protected. I think there's only one thing we can do now. Nice big cocktailina to knock us out.
Music to my ears. I was hoping he was going to come to the cocktailina answer.
All problems can be solved with a nice proper cocktailina.
Oh, that was a bit of a challenge getting in here. But I think we found a good spot, and it's time to sit back with some cocktails and watch the anchor alarm. I've been holding my hand out for the cocktail, but no one's placed anything in it. I don't know what the first mate's been up to.
Seriously, I can't cope here. I need an assistant.
What's wrong with this picture?
Where are the scissors? I'm just gonna cut off the thing and be done with it.
Maybe I'll drift into the cocktail bar on the beach.
Maybe. Why don't you try that?
Special thanks in this episode go to our latest patrons for keeping the captain's dinghy firmly attached.
Welcome onto my new yacht.
Thank you to Jeffrey from Banderas Bay, Mexico, who is enjoying our episodes while he searches for his dream boat. Thank you so much, and here's to you.
Champagne for everyone.
If you enjoyed this episode, then please don't forget to tell YouTube all about it by commenting, liking, and sharing. See you next time.